Hey folks, this is advent code day number 9. That is an Ellie in my background. Hi Ellie. And
there it is.
and I'm getting ready to stream this. So yeah, that is what I'm getting ready to do, folks. So I have not at all set up my environment. I am totally a little disorganized because yeah, some stuff ran late, and that's fine. I'm at least a little bit more with the keyboarding today, even if my mouth words are not 100% there. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. I suspect this might be a day 08 copy, but we'll see. And we'll go from there. I'm not really explaining what advent of code is today because I'm a little rushed for time. I normally start these 5 minutes early. I obviously did not do that today, but it happens. So yeah, that's what's going on. Oh, my stream ID is wrong. This is day number 9, not day number 8. Yeah, totally prepared, I swear. Okay, puzzle's open. Let's have a look. Okay, no, this is not my, it is not a copy of day 8's virtual machine. Okay, so in that case we need to, whoa, we need to do something else. So I haven't even gotten my input. I have no idea what the input looks like. I'm literally just scrambling to get my puzzle set up. This is what happens when I'm running late. Okay, so puzzle input. My puzzle input is a bunch of numbers. Okay, well, I'm sure that'll make sense when I actually look at the puzzle. Okay, well, the numbers are getting bigger. That's also interesting. So preamble is 25 numbers. The sum of any two of the previous 25 previous numbers. The numbers must be different, and they must be in the previous rolling window. Okay. So we need to look through this list and keep a backwards index. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so that's fine. Wait, yeah, it's all right. And then the other thing that I will need to keep track of is not just the rolling index, but I also need to keep track of positions, so we'll do that as well. Okay. Yeah, totally with it today. All right, so so we're going to do the look back. So we need to check the preamble. If I is less than, so in this case it's 25, then we just continue, because that's the preamble. All right, if it's not the preamble, then we need to look for some combination of numbers. That are in the previous 25, I think. Yeah, 25. Okay, so This is actually not so bad. Actually, I don't think I need... Well, I might need the positions map later. It doesn't make sense to worry about eliminating it quite yet. Less than I. Okay. If n is greater than v, can 0 appear as a value here? Thanks for whomever is gifting subscriptions. I really appreciate it. The money goes towards captioning my stream. I don't see any obvious instances of 0, so yeah. So if n is greater than or equal to v, then we continue. Awesome. Let's have a look over here. So if m plus n... Oh, wait. Actually, let's not delimit this first. Okay. All right. So, count is false. So, if not found, then we print the first number, which is v. Does it have something that adds up? Okay. Wonderful. Let's see this. Now what do we do? And now we can just break. So that's the first one. That doesn't have this property. The servers are correct. I got rank 92. Nice. Okay, part 2. Finding a contiguous set of numbers in my list which sum to the invalid number from part 1. Okay, that's fine. And then add together the smallest and largest number in that continuous range. Okay, great. So that should be straightforward enough. Weakness. So cool. So now I need to start from each number, start iterating down until I bust. And if I bust, then I move on to the next number. The other interesting property here is, well, how many numbers are there? Let's find out. I guess it's possible. So any number greater than this one is not going to be eligible. So it's literally just these previous ones that might add together. And not only that, once we start getting towards the bottom, any two contiguous ones add together to bust. Okay, this feels straightforward enough to brute force. Let's try brute forcing and see what happens. So let's see. plus then I, no. Positions of weakness. Okay, we don't think that this is going to get hit anyway. So this, in fact, let's just short circuit this to true always. All right. Okay. And we know that no single number is going to add to it, so it always has to be at least 1. So, all right, if rolling sum is equal to weakness, then if numbers I plus n if high is less than current, high equals current. If low is greater than current, then low equals current. Okay, that makes sense so far. All right. Otherwise, if rolling sum is greater than weakness, then we need to continue outer, which I guess could just be a break. I think that's just a break. Okay. Yeah, I guess the other trick here is I could keep a matrix of partial sums, but on the other hand, I don't think I need that algorithmic trick. Otherwise, keep searching. Okay. So it is possible I will need to memorize this, but we'll see. Yeah. That seems fine. Oh. It's fine. Okay. Well, that returned very quickly. Let's find out whether that's correct. That is correct. Rank 786. That was really fast. Okay. I am pretty happy with how that went. That was a relatively quick puzzle, and I seem to blow through it perfectly fast. So let's just comment this code. Do people have any questions about what just happened? Because that went pretty lickety-split, honestly. So do I have positions? Do I use positions at all? No, I do not. So let's get rid of that dead code, first of all. And let's also make this a feature flag, just so I can work on their sample input. What's up with the calendar? Oh, I am now traveling to another airport. We're seeing days to come. That is fascinating. Huh. Thank you, A9, for the excellent spoilers. So preamble length. And that defaults to 25, but it could be, sure, number of entries in the rolling window. All right, so let's just do this and So we'll replace that, and we'll replace this. Okay, this should still work. Oops, that doesn't work anymore. Oh, that's because that's not a string, that's an integer. Also, that needs to be that. Okay. Okay, that still yields the correct result. Yep, that's correct. So let's just work with this previous example, which has a preamble of length 5, just to make sure that I didn't break it. Right. Window is 5. Input file is input stay 09 simple input. And that yields 127, which is correct, and 62, which is correct, so that seems fine. Cool. So I think that has now been perfectly adequately solved. I've proven that it's generic and works across all the cases. So let's just add a few more comments before we wrap up. Yep, that seems fine. The main trick that I'm doing here is I'm just not doing an order n addition of the entire list every time. I'm just adding the current number to get the current rolling number. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I guess I need the comment here saying we busted by going to high, start from a next I. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and commit this, and I will go ahead and send the streaming love someone else's way. This is a delightfully easy problem. A-B solution. So we'll go ahead and push that up. And we are done. So if you're interested in seeing the code for this, it is at github.com/the-gray-advent of code. And I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in, and cheers. Stay safe out there. Let's go ahead and raid. Who am I going to raid? Looks like Irene's might still be going. Let's raid Irene's.